What if I told you that your biggest financial problem isn't your income? It's not inflation. It's not the economy. It's not your boss. It's your behavior. Right now, millions of smart, hardworking people are trapped, not because they don't earn enough, but because they've been programmed to believe debt is normal. Car payments? Normal. Credit cards? Normal. Living paycheck to paycheck? Normal. But normal is broke. In the next 90 minutes, you're going to discover a step-by-step system that has helped millions escape debt, build real wealth, and sleep peacefully at night. This isn't a get-rich-quick plan. It's a wake-up call. And by the end of this video, you will never look at money the same way again. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey intro. The money wake-up call. What if everything you've been told about money is wrong? What if debt isn't normal? Credit cards aren't necessary. And financial freedom doesn't require a six-figure income? For decades, society has sold a lie. Borrow to live. Finance your lifestyle. Use credit to build wealth. But what if true wealth is built the opposite way? In the Total Money Makeover, Dave Ramsey presents a simple, no-nonsense, step-by-step plan designed for normal people, not financial experts, to take complete control of their money. This is not about complex investing strategies. It's not about stock tips. It's not about getting rich overnight. It's about changing behavior. Because money problems are rarely math problems. They are behavior problems. And behavior can be changed. This summary will walk you through why debt is keeping you broke, the psychology behind financial failure, the 7 baby steps to total financial freedom, how to build wealth slowly and permanently, and why discipline beats income every time. Let's begin. Part 1. Illusion of wealth. Modern culture encourages spending. Drive the newest car. Live in the biggest house you can qualify for. Upgrade your phone every year. Use credit for convenience. But Ramsey argues something radical. Normal is broke. Normal means car payments, credit card balances, student loans, stress living paycheck to paycheck. If you want different results, you must stop doing what normal people do. The first myth Ramsey destroys is this. Myth: debt is a tool. You've heard it before. Use debt wisely. Leverage good debt. Keep a small balance to build credit. Ramsey disagrees completely. Debt does not make you wealthy. Debt makes banks wealthy. When you borrow money, you are paying interest. Interest works in reverse against you. Instead of your money growing for you, your money grows for someone else. The borrower becomes the servant to the lender, and financial peace cannot exist where servitude lives. Part 2. The behavior problem. Ramsey emphasizes something critical. Personal finance is 80% behavior and 20% head knowledge. Most people already know what to do. Spend less than you earn, avoid debt, save consistently, yet they don't do it. Why? Because behavior is emotional. Money decisions are often driven by fear, impulse, comparison, status, instant gratification. The Total Money Makeover is not a spreadsheet strategy. It is a mindset shift. You must decide, I am done living like this. And that decision changes everything. Part 3. The 7 baby steps. The core of this book is the 7 baby steps. They are simple, sequential, and powerful. You don't skip ahead. You don't modify them. You follow them in order. Because momentum matters. Let's break them down. Baby step 1. Save $1,000. Starter emergency fund. Before paying off debt aggressively, you save $1,000. Why only $1,000? Because this step is about protection and psychology. Without an emergency fund, a flat tire becomes a credit card swipe. A medical bill becomes more debt. A broken appliance becomes financing. The $1,000 acts as a buffer. It prevents new debt while you attack old debt. It gives confidence. It says, I am not helpless anymore. This small amount builds discipline, and discipline builds freedom. Baby step 2. The debt snowball. Now comes the intense part. List all debts, smallest to largest. Ignore interest rates. Focus on balance size. Pay minimum payments on everything except the smallest debt. Attack the smallest debt with all extra money. When it's paid off, Roll that payment into the next debt. This creates a snowball. Small win, bigger win, bigger win. Why not highest interest first? Because psychology beats math. People quit financial plans due to discouragement. Quick wins build momentum. Momentum builds belief. Belief builds consistency. Consistency builds wealth. As each debt disappears, something shifts internally. You stop feeling buried. You feel powerful. Eventually, you reach the final payment. And one day, you are debt-free. No car payments. No credit cards. No personal loans. Just freedom. Part 4. The Myth of Credit Scores. Ramsey challenges the obsession with credit scores. He asks, why build a score to borrow money when the goal is to not borrow money? In his philosophy, a good credit score means you are good at debt. But debt-free people do not rely on borrowing. They rely on cash. The focus shifts from qualifying to owning. Ownership is power. Baby step. 3 to 6 months emergency fund after. Debt freedom. Expand the emergency fund. Save 3 to 6 months of expenses. This creates stability. If job loss happens, you don't panic. If life throws a curveball, you don't borrow. This step builds peace. Peace is underrated. Financial peace means sleeping well, no anxiety over bills, confidence in uncertainty. Money no longer controls you. You control money. Baby step 4. Invest 15% for retirement now. Wealth building begins. Invest 15% of household income into retirement accounts. Ramsey recommends employer match first Roth options for tax-free growth long-term mutual fund investing. This step leverages compound interest. Compound growth is powerful. A small, consistent amount over decades becomes millions. Not through speculation, not through day trading, through patience. Time becomes your ally. Baby step 5 college fund for kids. If you have children, begin saving for education, not by sacrificing retirement. Retirement first, college second. Because kids can get scholarships or work, you cannot borrow for retirement. This step ensures generational stability. Baby step 6. Pay off the house early. Imagine living without a mortgage. No rent, no payments, no bank ownership. Ramsey encourages aggressive payoff. The emotional return on a paid-off house is enormous. Some argue investing extra money yields higher returns. Ramsey prioritizes peace over theoretical percentages because peace produces clarity, and clarity produces confidence. Baby step 7. Build wealth and give. This is the ultimate goal. Now you invest aggressively, build assets, grow wealth, and give generously. Money becomes a tool, not a burden. Generosity transforms wealth from selfish gain into meaningful impact. You control your future. You choose your life. Part 5. The Power of a Budget. Ramsey insists every dollar must have a job. A budget is not restriction. It is intention. When you tell money where to go, you stop wondering where it went. Budgeting creates awareness. Awareness changes behavior, and behavior changes outcomes. Part 6. Marriage and money fights destroy relationships. Ramsey teaches couples to budget together, share goals, avoid secrecy, communicate clearly. Financial unity builds marital unity. Division creates stress. Shared purpose creates strength. Part 7. The Role of Sacrifice. A total money makeover requires intensity. It may mean driving an older car, skipping vacations, cutting lifestyle temporarily, saying no to social pressure. But sacrifice is temporary. Debt is permanent if ignored. Short-term pain leads to long-term freedom. Part 8. The Part 8. Emotional transformation. The biggest transformation isn't financial. It's emotional. People move from fear to confidence, chaos to clarity, stress to stability. They stop chasing appearances. They build substance. True wealth isn't flashy. It's quiet. It's security. It's options. Part 9. Common objections. I don't earn enough. Ramsey argues, income helps. Behavior matters more. High earners go broke with bad habits. Average earners become wealthy with discipline. It's too late. Compound growth works at any age. Start now. I need credit cards. For convenience. Convenience is expensive. Freedom is better. Part 10. The long-term vision. This book is not about becoming a millionaire quickly. It's about becoming unstoppable slowly. Wealth built slowly. Is stable, is secure, is stress-free. Financial freedom isn't flashy. It's peaceful. Conclusion. The decision. At the heart of this book is a decision. You can continue living normal, or you can choose different. Different means no debt-full emergency fund, consistent investing, ownership, generosity. It requires courage. It requires discipline. But it works. Thousands have followed these steps, not because they are complex, but because they are simple. Money doesn't change people. It reveals them. When you master money, you master options. And when you master options, you master life. Final message for your audio outro. If this summary inspired you, remember, financial freedom is not about luck. It's about behavior. Start small. Stay consistent. Trust the process. Your total money makeover begins the moment you decide, and that moment can be now. Why most people stay broke, even with good income. Let's go deeper, because if becoming wealthy were only about knowledge, everyone with Google would be rich. But they're not. The truth is this: most people don't lose financially because of ignorance. They lose because of habits. Habits are powerful. Habits run silently. Habits decide outcomes. And the Total Money Makeover is ultimately about breaking financial habits that quietly destroy your future. Dave Ramsey doesn't just teach numbers. He teaches transformation. And transformation requires discomfort. Let's explore the deeper psychological layers behind each baby step. The real enemy. Comfort debt feels normal. Monthly payments feel manageable. Minimum payments feel harmless. And that's the danger. Because when something feels comfortable, we don't question it. Ramsey calls this the culture of payments. Instead of asking, how much does this cost? People ask, how much is the monthly payment? That one question keeps millions trapped. A $40,000 car doesn't feel like $40,000. It feels like $650 per month. A $20,000 credit card balance doesn't feel catastrophic. It feels like $400 per month. But payments stretch your future income into the past. And when your future income is already committed, you have no flexibility, no margin, no peace. Financial transformation begins the moment you stop thinking in payments and start thinking in totals. Baby step 1, the power of a small winlets. Revisit the $1,000 emergency fund. It seems small, almost insignificant, but psychologically, it changes identity. You move from, I'm always broke, to, I have savings. That shift is enormous. Identity drives behavior. If you believe you are financially irresponsible, you act irresponsibly. If you begin to see yourself as disciplined, your actions align. This first baby step builds trust in yourself, and self-trust is the foundation of wealth. Baby step 2, why the debt snowball works mathematically. Paying highest interest first saves more money. Ramsey admits this, but math doesn't matter if you quit. Most people don't need optimization. They need motivation. The debt snowball creates quick victories. Victory releases dopamine. Dopamine reinforces behavior. Behavior repeated becomes habit. And habit, sustained, becomes transformation. Each debt paid off feels like removing a chain. And over time, the chains disappear. Debt isn't just financial weight, it's emotional weight. When debt disappears, confidence rises. Anxiety falls, decision-making improves. You stop avoiding your bank app. You stop dreading the mailbox. You stop fearing unknown numbers calling your phone. Freedom feels different. Debt and stress. The hidden cost studies consistently show financial stress as a top cause of divorce. Anxiety, depression, health issues. Debt creates tension in relationships. It creates blame. It creates secrecy. One spouse spends. the other hides. Ramsey emphasizes unity, because money fights are rarely about money. They're about trust. When couples work the baby steps together, something shifts. They stop arguing over purchases. They start celebrating progress. Shared sacrifice creates shared pride, and shared pride strengthens connection. Baby step 3, the security shift. The fully funded emergency fund is not just cash. It is emotional armor. Life is unpredictable. Jobs disappear. Cars break. Medical bills happen. Without savings, emergencies become crises. With savings, emergencies become inconveniences. That difference changes your stress level dramatically. You no longer operate from fear. You operate from preparation. And preparation builds confidence. Confidence changes posture. Confidence changes tone. Confidence changes life. The truth about investing. Ramsey teaches long-term investing. Not speculation. Not crypto hype. Not day trading. Long-term, consistent investing. Because wealth is boring. Wealth is repetitive. Wealth is patient. Compound interest is not flashy, but it is unstoppable. If you invest $500 per month for 30 years, the growth is exponential. Not because of brilliance, but because of time. Time rewards discipline. Time punishes impatience. Most people underestimate time. They want results in 12 months. Wealth is built in decades. Baby step 4. Why 15%? 15% is intentional. It stretches you, but it doesn't suffocate you. Too little won't build momentum. Too much may create burnout. Ramsey's system balances discipline with sustainability. And sustainability is critical because quitting resets progress. Slow and steady wins financially. The danger of lifestyle inflation. Here's a trap most people fall into. Income increases. Spending increases. Savings remain zero. This is called lifestyle inflation. You upgrade your apartment, your car, your clothes, your subscriptions. Without upgrading your net worth, Ramsey teaches the opposite. When income increases, keep lifestyle steady. Increase investing. That gap between income and expenses, that's where wealth grows. Baby step 6, the paid-off house. Debate. Many financial experts debate Ramsey here. They argue, invest instead of paying off the house. Mathematically, that may yield higher returns. But Ramsey focuses on risk. A paid-off house eliminates your largest expense. No payment means lower monthly obligations, less stress, more flexibility. Imagine losing your job with no mortgage. Your emergency fund stretches further. Your fear decreases. Risk tolerance improves. Sometimes peace is worth more than percentage points. Baby step 7, generosity is a wealth. Principle. Here's where Ramsey differs from many financial authors. He emphasizes giving. Why? Because generosity changes your relationship with money. When you give, money loses control over you. It becomes a tool, not a master. Generous people think differently. They don't cling, they steward. And stewardship builds legacy. True wealth isn't measured in net worth. It's measured in impact. Breaking the credit card. Addiction credit cards provide convenience. They provide rewards. They provide illusion of power. But they disconnect spending from pain. When you swipe, you don't feel it. When you use cash, you do. That emotional friction reduces impulse. Ramsey's philosophy removes artificial spending ease. And when spending slows, saving accelerates. Financial peace is the real goal. Notice something important. The baby steps aren't about becoming flashy rich. They are about peace. Peace when you sleep. Peace in your marriage. Peace during uncertainty. Peace when others panic. Financial peace is priceless. It's quiet, but powerful. The role of discipline. Discipline is doing what is hard now, so life becomes easier later. Most people reverse it. They make life easy now and hard later. Car payments today mean limited options tomorrow. Impulse purchases today mean retirement stress later. Discipline compounds just like money. Small daily choices shape decades. The moment everything changes. There is always a moment, a breaking point, a realization. Maybe it's seeing your total debt written down. Maybe it's calculating lifetime interest paid. Maybe it's watching others live free. At some point, pain outweighs comfort, and that moment sparks action. Ramsey's system works best when intensity is high. Temporary sacrifice, focused aggression, clear target, because wandering goals produce wandering results. Common misunderstandings. Some people say, this plan is too extreme. Ramsey would respond, extreme debt requires extreme action. If your house is on fire, you don't debate water temperature, you extinguish it. The Total Money Makeover is intense at first, but intensity is temporary. Freedom is permanent. The long game mindset. This book teaches long game thinking, not emotional reacting, not social comparison, not impressing strangers. It teaches build slowly, protect carefully, invest consistently, give generously, and repeat for decades. The result? Not just wealth, but stability. Not just money, but margin. Margin in time, margin in stress, margin in choices. And margin creates freedom. If you've listened this far, something inside you wants change. The principles in the Total Money Makeover are simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. You will feel resistance. You will feel doubt. You will feel pressure from others. But remember, normal is broke. Different is free. The baby steps are not theory. They are lived by millions. And the journey begins with one decision. Save $1,000. List your debts. Start the snowball. Small actions. Today. Massive difference tomorrow. Wealth is not built in excitement. It is built in consistency. And financial peace is waiting on the other side of discipline. Your Total Money Makeover begins the moment you decide. The Total Money Makeover, Part 3, Psychology, Case Studies, and Deep Transformation Expansion. Designed to bring your full audiobook to 85-95 minutes total narration at 170-190 WPMINT. Why smart people stay broke. Let's go even deeper. One of the biggest misconceptions about money is this. If you're smart, you'll be wealthy. But intelligence does not equal discipline. Education does not equal financial peace. Income does not equal security. Many doctors, lawyers, executives, and entrepreneurs earn six figures, yet live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because wealth is not built in the brain. It is built in behavior. And behavior is driven by psychology. In this section, we're going to uncover the emotional triggers behind spending, the identity shifts required for transformation real-life case study scenarios, the psychology of scarcity versus abundance, why pain creates change, and how ordinary people become extraordinary with money. This is where the transformation becomes permanent. Section 1. The psychology of debt. Debt is not just financial. Debt is emotional. When someone carries debt, they carry low-grade anxiety avoidance behavior, shame, denial, rationalization. Many people avoid checking their bank account. They avoid opening bills. They delay facing numbers. Why? Because the brain protects itself from discomfort. When reality feels threatening, we escape. We swipe. We distract. We justify. Ramsey's system forces confrontation, and confrontation creates clarity. Clarity, even when painful, is empowering because you cannot fix what you refuse to face. Case Study 1. The High-Income Trap. Meet Jason. Jason earns $145,000 per year. On paper, he should be thriving. But here's his reality. $72,000 in student loans, $38,000 car loan, $18,000 credit card balance, $4,000 monthly mortgage. After payments, taxes, and lifestyle expenses, he has nothing left. Jason is respected at work, but privately, he feels trapped. He cannot quit. He cannot take risks. He cannot breathe. When Jason discovers the baby steps, something clicks. He realizes his problem isn't income, it's behavior. He sells his luxury car, buys a used one in cash, cuts lifestyle expenses, attacks debt aggressively. Within 28 months, Jason becomes debt-free except the house. For the first time in his adult life, he feels powerful. The transformation wasn't financial. It was psychological. He moved from image-driven to freedom-driven. Section 2, Scarcity vs. Abundance Mindset. There are two financial identities. Scarcity thinker. Spends to prove worth. Fears missing out. Lives reactively. Compares constantly. Abundance thinker. Delays gratification, thinks long-term. Invests consistently. Lives intentionally. Scarcity says, if I don't buy this now, I'll lose. Abundance says, if I wait, I gain. Ramsey's system shifts people from reactive consumption to intentional control, and that shift rewires identity. The dopamine loop of spending. When you buy something new, your brain releases dopamine. It feels good, but it's temporary. Soon the feeling fades. Then you want another hit. This creates a cycle. Stress, spend, relief, regret, stress, again. Breaking this cycle requires delayed gratification, and delayed gratification builds strength. Research consistently shows people who delay gratification succeed more in life overall. Money discipline spills into life discipline. Case study 2. The couple on the edge, Maria and Daniel, fight constantly about money. Daniel spends impulsively. Maria tracks every dollar. Their arguments aren't about numbers. They're about fear. Maria fears instability. Daniel fears restriction. When they sit down and create a written budget for the first time, something changes. They see the numbers together. They agree on goals. They create shared vision. Within 18 months, they eliminate $46,000 in debt. But more importantly, their marriage improves because money tension decreases. Financial unity often heals relational strain. Section 3, Identity-Based Change. Ramsey system works because it changes identity. Instead of saying, I'm trying to get out of debt, you begin to say, I am becoming debt-free. That language matters. Identity shapes action. If you see yourself as responsible, disciplined, forward-thinking, you act accordingly. Transformation becomes permanent when identity shifts. The pain threshold principle. Change happens when pain exceeds comfort. As long as debt feels manageable, people tolerate it. But when pain intensifies, collection calls, relationship tension, mental exhaustion, a decision forms. Ramsey's program often begins at rock bottom, but rock bottom can be a foundation. Pain can become fuel. Case study 3. The single-parent reset. Angela is a single mother with 2 kids. She earns $52,000 annually. She feels hopeless. Debt. $12,000 credit cards, $9,000 car loan, $3,000 medical bills. She believes, I don't earn enough to get ahead. But she follows the steps. She budgets strictly, picks up a side job temporarily, cuts subscriptions, sells unused items. Within 22 months, she eliminates all debt except her mortgage. For Angela, the transformation isn't about wealth. It's about dignity. She stops feeling behind. She starts feeling capable. Confidence compounds just like money. Section 4, Environment Matters. You become like your environment. If your friends overspend, you overspend. If your culture normalizes debt, you normalize debt. Ramsey encourages changing financial circles. Surround yourself with savers, investors, disciplined thinkers. Environment reinforces behavior. Behavior builds outcomes. Delayed gratification. As a superpower, the ability to say, not now, is a wealth superpower. Most people say yes to pleasure today and no to security tomorrow. Wealthy thinkers reverse it. They say no today so they can say yes later. Delayed gratification creates options, and options create power. Section 5. Why lottery winners go broke. Sudden wealth doesn't fix bad habits. Without discipline, money amplifies chaos. This proves Ramsey's thesis. Behavior matters more than income. If you cannot manage $50,000, You won't manage $5 million. Wealth requires structure. The emotional stages of the money makeover. Most people experience stages: denial, overwhelm, determination, fatigue, momentum, confidence, peace, knowing. These stages prevents quitting. Fatigue is normal, but so is breakthrough. Case study 4. The Millionaire Next Door Effect. Tom and Rebecca never earned more than $90,000 combined. They followed the baby steps for 25 years. They lived below their means, invested consistently, paid off their house early. At age 58, their net worth crosses $2.3 million. They don't look wealthy, they don't act flashy, but they are financially free. Quiet discipline creates loud results over time. Section 6. Fear vs. Faith. Financial fear says, "What if I lose?" Financial faith says, "What if this works?" Ramsey's system requires belief in process, belief in discipline, belief in long-term reward. Fear freezes, faith moves, and movement creates momentum. The legacy shift. Eventually, money becomes bigger than you. You start thinking, how can I bless my children? How can I give? How can I create impact? Money stops being survival. It becomes significance. That shift is profound. Final transformation message A. If you've reached this point, understand something. The Total Money Makeover is not a financial hack. It is a personal transformation system. It changes identity, behavior, marriage, stress levels, future generations. It demands intensity early, but it rewards consistency forever. The psychological shift from, "I hope things work out," to, "I am in control," is life-changing. Wealth is not about impressing strangers. It's about sleeping peacefully. It's about options. It's about dignity. It's about freedom. And freedom is worth discipline. Extended 9-0. Minute outro scriptive. You want a different life financially? You must be willing to live differently now. Normal is broke. Intentional is free. The baby steps are simple, but simple done consistently becomes extraordinary. This is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's not about being wealthy tomorrow. It's about being unstoppable over decades. You don't need a raise to begin. You need a decision. Save the $1,000. List your debts. Attack the smallest. Build momentum. Invest consistently. Protect your family. Give generously. And repeat. Your Total Money Makeover is not a theory. It is a choice. And the choice is yours.